So now I'm excited that I'm sitting here. My question begins with the term reality. I've been talking about reality, and I wonder...
Which is really nothing more than perspective, is it?
Yeah, so maybe I can start with a small, quick story, and you will understand what my question is. A couple of years back, I'm in Boston going to an event. This is just before Christmas, and I really wanted to go. I was happy. I was in the flow, you know. And I go there, and I'm the only person there besides the chairperson. It was good because I can talk to her, and we always have good conversations. And I say, why am I the only one here? And she says, because of the ice storm. And I say, ice storm? There's no ice storm. And she says, no, everybody left because there's an ice rain. And I said, no, here's my app, my phone, and it's 68 degrees and sunshine, and you know. And so I'm going back. I have a great evening with her, and then I'm going back into the hotel. And actually, I was in a different mindset. I come in, and I remember there's this big screen, and the weather guy is talking. He says, ice storm, and, you know, don't go on the roads. And I'm like, ha, ha, ha. You know, this must be a joke. And so next day, I'm driving home, and it's sunny, and, you know, and so I wonder, did I create my own reality? So I'm asking this because if I did, and if I can believe this, then, you know, that would give me confidence to, in the future, make further strides to always, because I know I always create my own reality, whatever is going on for other people.
Well, you certainly did create your own reality. But the thing that your wonderful story most makes us want to say about it is that when you are under the influence of the television or mass consciousness, who is mostly guarded about things, you miss so many opportunities because you shut yourself off from your ability to be guided by your inner being to zig and zag in perfect conditions. Let's talk about a tornado that's not going to be everywhere. But when people hear about it, they all fear that it's going to be right where they are. And so they don't trust that they can be at the right place at the right time because they haven't allowed their own relationship with their own guidance system to give them the confidence that they can move outward. Everything that we talk about in these gatherings is because we want you to feel the freedom to get out into your world and live your life in an attitude of trusting because you have guidance. But if you have not shown yourself your guidance, so you have not had the thrill of experiencing being in the right place at the right time consistently, and in fact you are doing the opposite where you are becoming more and more guarded, before you know it, you've got yourself wedged into a sort of paralyzed position of loneliness. The most exhilarating way to live is to get out there into life. That's why our favorite step is step 5, but you have to know about the other steps first. But our favorite step is step 5, because what step 5 is about is I understand that there is contrast everywhere, and I embrace the contrast because it is necessary for good choices. And I prefer a buffet with lots to choose from rather than a very limited buffet with only 1 or 2 things to choose from. And since I'm in this place of inspired enlightenment, and as I'm in vibrational alignment with my guidance, now I'm not fearful or guarded, and now the world is my playground. I don't have to only go to the best neighborhoods, or I don't have to only go to the best places. I can go everywhere and attract from everywhere. I can know everyone and attract from everyone the things that make up the delicious life that I want. How uncomfortable it becomes when you believe that there are people who believe inappropriately, and you believe that your group is the only appropriate thinking group. And so you limit all of the opportunity of co-creating with those who think differently. And in doing so, you eliminate a good part of your contrast, which gives birth to your new desires. And as people become more cloistered in their samenesses, as they gravitate to people who think like them and do things like them, and as they work hard to get people to get them and understand them, as they play to what other people think about me rather than my alignment with who I really am and what my evolvement is about, people just get more and more and more and more not free. And then their usual response is, we need to control everybody so that everybody thinks just like we do, because differences scare me and things that I don't understand scare me. And so let's eliminate as much of that as we can and just get into this safe place where this is my creation and this is all I'm going to do. And then boredom ensues and so forth.
So what you basically say, let's say I'm exposed to a situation that I don't like, and when I get really upset and I say, this is what I want and this is what I don't want, and when I go to step 2 and 3 and I get really good at step 3, and when I go to step 5, where I basically go back into that situation, I've said, I don't want that, but now I can really enjoy that contrast, I can live it, and that is a really safe place for me, because now I'm aligned.
That is basically what we said, but there are a couple of distinctions that we would like to clarify. We don't want you to go to a safe place. We want you to feel safe in all places.
Okay. Wow.
We don't want you to go to a happy place. We want you to feel happy in all places. But you have to get the hang of it first. Don't test it. Don't go someplace where you're really afraid and try not to be scared. Somebody's going to hit you. You see what we're getting at? The idea is for more of you to be present. And by the more of you, we mean your broader vantage point. And that's the way we want you to feel about your inner being. You've got a friend upstream with broader viewpoint. You have a co-creative partner who has been aware of everything that you've lobbed into your vortex and everything that has happened in the evolution of it since. So your inner being understands what you've created. And here's the part we really want you to hear. Your inner being understands who you have become as a result of what you've been living. Your inner being stands there as the vibrational equivalent of who your life has caused you to be. And you've got to move in the direction of what your life has caused you to be to feel satisfied. And if you're not moving toward what your life has caused you to be, you're not going to feel satisfied. It really is. We've said that hundreds of times, even in these hours that we've been together. And you're beginning to really hear what we're getting at. Let's say that you travel to a place where you don't feel safe. Well, what is it that you ask for? You want to feel safe. Are you asking for this place to be safe, or are you asking to feel safe? If you're asking to feel safe, that is easily accomplished, because you can't control what everybody else is doing, but you certainly can control how you zig and zag within it, which means you can control your point of attraction, which means you must control the way you feel. And so when you get good at controlling the way you feel because you have mastered the art of focus and feeling, focus deliberately and then feel what it feels like, and focus deliberately and feel what it feels like, and then tune your thoughts out altogether, quiet your mind completely and feel what that feels like, until you have first-hand knowledge, not something that somebody else has tried to convey to you, but first-hand knowledge of what it feels like to be in the receiving mode, and then you get to live the evidence of it. And so if that excited you,
yes,
if that
exactly.
feeling of excitement is there, then why not follow it? And this is the thing that we want you to practice in whatever way you can. Let the feeling of satisfaction come and then follow it. Follow it where it leads. And it will just get more satisfying and more satisfying and more satisfying and more satisfying and more satisfying. Cool. Life is supposed to feel good to you. Yeah. Life is supposed to be fun for you. You are the creator of your own reality. You are a creator, and you will not ever be satisfied unless you are creating. You are supposed to get what you want. You are supposed to get what life has shown you that you want. No one is holding you back from anything. You are the only one who holds you back. You are the only one that spews the red foggy mist out there into your future. It's all up to you. And now you understand pretty much how this all works, don't you? And so, do you work to get satisfied? No. You just watch for it, and when you are, you acknowledge it, and that increases the odds of being satisfied more. So here's the statement that we offered to someone earlier, and most of you didn't really get what we meant by it, and we're going to offer it again. What your work is to try to feel as good as you can wherever you are. And what that will accomplish is a proclivity, a tendency, a better chance of. You'll be more likely to feel that way more and more and more and more. So you don't wait for a situation that you try to overcome. You practice smoothing it out when it's easy until you have a proclivity of expecting good things to come to you. And once you've really accomplished that, once you know that you are the center of the universe and that your inner being has your back and your front and your gizzard and your middle and your insides and your top and your bottom, your inner being knows everything about you and everything that you want and knows where you stand in relationship to everything that you want and is offering continual guidance, a continual stream of information that you have some sort of relationship to. And the happier you get, the more satisfied you are, the more in sync you are, the more you get those impulses, and the more you receive the advantage of that friend upstream, the more you receive the advantage of that higher point of view. We are not for a moment implying that you can't bang it out with action and get some stuff done. We're not for a moment trying to guide you away from one tangible thing, because you are creators who came here to create. You came into this environment because, let's really talk about this, turning thoughts to things, turning thoughts to manifestation. You came here because what's manifested, this is a manifested moment. Now, now, now. Every moment, now, now. Another manifested moment. And in this manifested moment, there is plenty to observe, to see and taste and smell and hear and experience fully. In other words, it's supposed to be tangible for you. It's supposed to be as good as it can be. And what's better? In other words, it's nice to think about love, but isn't it nice to have an object of attention to which you can flow your love? And isn't it even better to touch that person that you are loving? Isn't it even better to hear that person and smell that person and taste that person? Manifestations are delicious, and you are supposed to have these manifestations. We're not talking you out of action. We're just wanting to talk you into inspired action. We're not wanting to talk you out of anything. We're just wanting to talk you in to the things that you've already identified that are important to you. We're just asking you to stand in that flexible place where life can continue to yield to you your next creation, which means contrast is necessary to the next creation. So when you are in that step 5 place where you are feeling satisfied because crap keeps coming to you, because stuff keeps getting jacked up, because things keep getting broken and people misunderstand and some things don't go smooth. When you reach that place where that stuff happens and you take the hit of it, in other words, nobody's asking you to like something that is unlikable. Nobody's asking you to say, yay, this terrible thing is happening to me or someone else, or this disappointing thing. We're not asking you to fake it and be delighted rather than disappointed. Take the hit. Because with it came a launching of more clarity that as soon as you can, you want to get back to.
Fantastic.
It is fantastic.
Thank you so much.
It's what you are all about.